I'm off to meet Mr. Linus Constantine, affectionately called Mantry, a name that he selected for himself as a Rastaman back in the 1980s. Mantry designated 7 years of his life as a Rastaman, starting at the tender age of 12 and dropping the religion at age 19. He spent a significant part of his life as a Rastaman, interacting and socializing with the Rastas from Roots Farm. However, he was always independent, engaging in various farming enterprises. Well, one more time, we are in Lapel by Mr. Mantry's farm. Mr. Mantry is a man from the area itself, and he's been farming here for how many years? 20-something years. So basically what we have here is a more like a farm for tree crop. He has a lot of fruits. Also he has latanier because he also makes brooms. He makes brooms, and so he plants his own latanier so that he does not have to buy the latanier to make the brooms. And he has other tree crops, mainly for juice and things like that. You can see here he has some sorrel. There are a lot of nuts, cashew nuts. There are a lot of cashew nuts on the farm. He has some coconut trees, and he has a few plantains and things like that. So basically we're just making a little tour, taking a little tour of Mantry's farm. Now, for the most part, most of us have heard of the idea of adding value to our agricultural produce. You see, agricultural production is primary industry, and the revenues that are generated from primary industry, for the most part, are low. So in the case of Mantry, he adds value to the produce that he produces on his farm. He takes this produce from the farm and makes food for his restaurant or juice for his restaurant. And this is adding value, providing a service and adding more value to it, increasing the finances that he can generate from what he produces on his farm. So what happens is, he has the bakery, he has a restaurant, and he makes brooms. So he plants the latanier on the farm. He harvests the latanier and he makes brooms out of it. Also, the latanier produces a fruit, which he uses to make latanier juice. The farm also has tamarinds, which he uses to make juice. There is also a sweet variety of tamarind that he has on the farm, which people purchase to use as a snack. There is soursop, sour oranges, breadfruit, grapefruits. He also plants tomatoes and potatoes on the farm. So what happens is, all of his produce is taken to the restaurant where he makes meals out of it, or in the case of the latanier, he produces brooms. And all of those things have a market. This is the genius of Mr. Mantry. He produces products from his farm and add value to it. Now, for the most part, meals from this restaurant, the meals are served with fish, and for that he goes to the Dennery Fish Market, more commonly known as the Daito, where he purchases his fish for his restaurant. Now, in spite of this business framework, successful business structure that Mantry has been able to put together, the future and the success of this business is under threat. One of the threats that he faces is from predial larceny. In fact, a few weeks ago while I was at his restaurant, there was a situation where there were policemen and other people from the Predial Lassina unit who came to assist him because somebody actually stole some chives which he had planted around the restaurant. Another threat that he faces, and one of the things that he complains about the most, is the lack of workers, especially in the manufacturing of the brooms. And so these two main factors are some of the things that he seemed to be complaining about the most. The idea that he cannot find good workers to help him with the brooms especially, and his produce being stolen on his farm in his absence. Now it is clear that Mantry wants to continue to satisfy his customers by producing hot local bread and producing good quality food from the restaurant, good quality brooms from the Latanier, tasty and fresh local juice. Clearly he has the will to put in the work, but it is clear that sometimes he gets frustrated. We just pray and we just hope that Jah gives Mantry the strength to carry on in the business, to continue to provide in a service, to support people who purchase from him early in the morning, who buy food to go to work or in the evening. We just hope that things work out where he doesn't get frustrated and he has the strength and the will to carry on in spite of the circumstances, some of which he cannot control. Keep the fire burning.